Hi all, good evening to all of you. I hope my voice is audible to all of you. You can confirm in the chat if my voice is audible. Is my voice audible? Yeah, perfect. So let's get started with our session on Tableau. Okay. Today we are going to see about what do you mean by parameters in Tableau and how we can use the calculations or filters, okay, in parameters, and how we can effectively change the charts dynamically. So this is just an overview of parameter on how to use it. So more information and depth will be, it will come once you practice more on the calculation side and how effectively you use parameter inside those calculation. Now, in the last session, we discussed about how to combine the data using relationships or joins, whatever technique we have, and then how to create the dual axis chart and custom chart. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel and I'm going to use sample superstore dataset. Now I'm going to use this orders data file over here and I'm going to sheet 1 and this is the worksheet. Now what is parameter? First of all, if you go by the definition, parameter is the concept in Tableau which is used to dynamically change the chart values based on user inputs. So the requirement is, suppose I want to show subcategory over here. Okay, so we have a list of subcategories shown row by row over here. Now the requirement is user want the drop down value on the right hand side. Okay, user wants the drop down value to be shown on right hand side, and in that drop down value, user wants us to show the values in drop down these values: sales, profit, correct, cost, quantity, and the discount. User wants us to display the value, these values in the dropdown. Now user thinks that if user clicks on sales, then whatever the subcategory you have here in this table, you have to show subcategory as first column, and then you have to show the bar chart for sales. You have to show the bar chart for sales like this. Okay, like this. So here I need to show the sales value. If user clicks on profit from the drop down, then what we have to do is this sales, this whatever you have, instead of sales, now I have to show profit. I have to show profit, and these bars will show the profit values. If user clicks on any of the measures, the values of those measures should be shown in the chart. So this can be achieved using parameter. So user will decide what he or she has to select. Based on that, chart will change. So if you want to do this, we can achieve very easily using parameter. So using parameter, how to create parameter and how we can leverage this, first of all, we will see that. So you can create parameter of, any data type. You can create parameter for numbers, for text data, string data, or date data as well. Now, in the drop down, in the example that I'm showing, in that example, can you tell me that the data that I'm showing in the drop down is related to some major names, right? These are major names, I agree. Sales, profit, cost, right? These are what? Major names. So is major names, what is the data type of major names? Major names, what is the data type? ABC, right? So what parameter data type should be? It should be ABC or string, meaning that in the drop down value, you have to show the name of the measures. Users are not selecting the values of sales. Users are selecting the column name, which is sales. So sales is a string, right? Profit is a string. Cost is the string. So these are the names of the columns which are string by default. The values in these column names are major values, right? Hashtag. But these are column names and these column names are in string format. So parameter will hold a string data type. So now let's see on how to create a parameter. Now you can create parameter by going into analysis and you see the parameters. Right now there are no parameters shown, means there are no parameters created. You can use the parameters. However, you can create the parameter from two places. I can create the parameter from here. Let's say right click on category, and when you say create and you see the parameter, this way you can create. But what will happen if you go by that approach? All the values of category will come. This we don't want. This is the first place I am showing how to create parameter. Second, and the most traditional way to create parameter is by going in this way, and you see this option which says create parameter. So the place from where you created calculated field, from the same place I am creating a parameter. Once you click on parameter, it will then open a screen which is asking you to give the name for a parameter. So you can give any name. I am keeping it as it is. Now, the properties of this parameter would be what data type this parameter should be. Should it be float? Should it be integer, right? Should it be string? Should it be Boolean, date, or date? So this answer is based on what are you going to show to customers? Are you going to show the names of the measures like sales, profit? Then those are the string data. So I'm going to select string because what I'm going to show is what the parameter data type would. Now, string data type. What is the current value and value when workbook opens? That we will see later. Now you can see that we have three options: all, list, and range. These are called as allowable values. For the parameter with the string data type, all, list, and range. All list means what? All means what? First of all. Do you want the client or customer to type the name like sales in the box? Do you want to do that? This is not my requirement. Then what is your requirement? My requirement to show in drop-down manner. It means I want to show the sales profit in the list format. List format. So if you want to show the data in list format, I mean drop-down format or radio button format, we must choose this option. If you want user to type the value in the box on right hand side, like Google search, then you can go with all, but this is not my requirement at the moment. So now allowable values in my scenario would be list. The moment you click on list, two more columns come up. The first column name is value, second column name is display as. So value means and display as means what? Whatever you are going to show in the drop down, all 4, 6 values, those will be display as. And for each display as, the corresponding value will be the same. So this value I am going to use in calculation. Display as means how do you want to show that value in drop down? That is called as display as. Okay, what is the real value of that object and how you want to show that object in front of client or in front of user. It's like how a person from inside and how person behaves in front of others from outside. It's like that. So now I'm going to click on add, click to add what you want to show on right hand side, sales. So write sales, enter. By default, value and display as will be saved by default. So write down all the values that you want to show on right hand side. So I want profit to be shown. I want cost. I want quantity. Make sure the spellings are correct. And those are written the way I have written. These are the 5 major names I want to display. Do you want to add anything else? No, only 5. So the values I have written and how do you want to display and drop down? These are the ways it will be displayed. You can change the display as setting. You can also change the value for that as well. Any value you can change at any point of time. By default, value and display as will remain same. Now this is the way how you are creating the list. These are called as list of values, LOVs, list of values. Now list of values, string data type, name of parameter is parameter 1. This is what I'm going to create. Let's click on OK. Now, where is parameter created? You can see on bottom left. This is the parameter. You can see in the parameter section, we have parameter 1 created. And what was the data type of this parameter? String data type. So now you can see that ABC is the string data type. Okay. Now in this parameter 1, what I want to do, I want to show the parameter 1 on right hand side. If you remember, if you have practiced quick filters, we know how to show quick filters, right? You right click on category. Suppose here, let's say we have category, okay, for example. And then what you do, you click on show filter so that categories are shown on right hand side, correct? This way you show the filters. Now, suppose I want to show the parameters on right hand side, I will do the same practice. What I'm going to do is, you can see that this is a parameter. I can right click on parameter and then you can see show parameter. So now on the right hand side, you can see that we have the values the way we want it. You check any value, the values will change in the parameter box. This is a parameter. Now, if you want this parameter 1 to have some suitable name here, the name of parameter will be parameter 1. But in front of user, what you want to show? Do you want to edit the title? You can do that. You can go here and you see this edit title. So let's click on edit title. And then I can write here, let's say choose measure. Okay, choose measure. That's it. So now you can see choose measure is the name of the parameter. This name will be displayed to client. Always remember that parameters are always single select. We cannot multi-select the parameter values. Like we have multiple checkboxes in quick filters. So we can select multiple values. Likewise, we cannot select multiple values in the parameter. Now, what I need to do, I want to write the calculation. What calculation I want to write? I want to write multiple if-else statement. I will write if the parameter value is sales, then I want to show sum of sales. If parameter value is profit, then I want to show sum of profit. If parameter value is cost, then I will write sum of sales minus sum of profit, and so on. This is how I will write multiple if-else statement in calculated fit. So if the condition is true, that sum of sales will be shown. If this condition is true, then sum of profit will be shown. Okay, this is what internally Tableau will do. So let's create a calculated field. And here I'm going to write if. We know if else statement, right? So I can write if. So for this, what is the parameter value? Sales. This is a display as. For this display as, what was the value in parameter box? Same, right? So make sure that in calculated field, we compare the values. Whereas in this here in this drop down, we show the display as. Okay. So what is the name of parameter? Parameter. So if you can type parameter, the moment you type parameter 1 comes. If parameter 1 value is sales, make sure that this is case sensitive. If parameter 1 value is sales, then I need sum of sales. This is what we want. Now I can add multiple if-else statement by writing else if. Else if, you can see else if comes up, select it. If this condition is true, then show this. If this condition is not true, go to next condition. So I can write next condition as if parameter value is profit. Okay, then I need sum of profit, right? Else if parameter value is cost, then I need sum of sales minus sum of profit. If you remember, we had created cost in our basic calculations. Same expression I'm writing here. Okay. It means if this equation is true, then show this. Okay. Do this calculation. Else if parameter value If it is quantity, then I need sum of quantity. If all the conditions are not true, then go to else block. Means we have shown sales, we have shown profit, we have shown cost, we have shown quantity. What else is left? Discount. If all these equations are not true, then show me sum of discount. So else sum of discount. And we know each if else statement we complete with end clause, and that's how your calculation becomes valid, right? So this is how I am showing or I am writing the calculation. Very simple calculation, easy to understand calculation. Whichever value is user choosing, with respect to that I have written if else statement, nothing else. You can write any expression, no problem. This calculation one, once it is created, now it's time for us to add subcategory and this calculation one in the columns. So let's add subcategory in the rows and let's add the calculation one in the columns. Okay. Now what I can do, I can just turn on the animation mode. I can make it on and I can make it slow only. Okay. And now I can just sort it by sales. You can see the sales values. You can make it entire view as well. I can just get rid of all the unnecessary things. Okay. Whichever the value that you want here, do you want to show the title of that value? If this display as is sales, do you want to show the same thing over here in title? If that is the case, we can do that. You can simply double click on sheet 1, remove that, and using insert option, I can insert the name of this parameter. So what is the name of parameter? Right now it is selected sales. So now this, I can increase the font to 20 and maybe you can go with maroon color. Perfect. Can you see? Correct. Sales is selected, sales is shown. Now let's change it to profit. Right? You see? Let's change it to cost. So this is subcategory wise cost. Let's change it to quantity. For each subcategory, the quantities are shown, sum of quantity. And for each subcategory, I am now showing the discount. So this is a discount. Isn't it amazing? Correct. Now you can go to cost. Suppose I want to go to sales. This is sales. So this is the use case, one of the use case or applications of parameter. There are numerous applications of parameter, and that that actually comes as per the requirement. Okay, if the approach, I mean, if some problems cannot be solved using filters or quick filters, then we have parameter to our rescue so that we can solve these questions using parameters. Okay. So this is really straightforward and really crucial topic, and we normally utilize the filter with calculations in order to address such requirements. I hope this example has given you the way how we use the parameter. Okay. Another example that I would like to give about parameters is this. Okay. Suppose I have a requirement to show state-wise sales in the bar chart format. So let me do that. So let me show the state-wise sales in bar chart format. So let me add state into rows and then sales into columns. So the bar chart is shown. Okay, and let me apply the formatting that I applied here. Okay. So now you can see that we have the sales values for each state. Okay, the sales values I'm showing for each state. Okay. Now the requirement here is let me add the state into colors as well, and let me get rid of color legend. Okay, so requirement here is I want to show the, suppose there are 3 clients. I'm a Tableau developer. Okay, I'm a Tableau developer, for example, Okay, I'm working on my office. Okay, now I'm sitting on this stool, or you can say chair. Now I'm working. Okay, now what is happening is client one will come and he will ask me, can you show me top three states? Can you show me top three states? He is asking for top three states. So I will say, yes, I know how to show top three states with respect to sum of sales. Now what I can do is, we know that how to add the top condition in dimension filter. Since I want top three states, I'm adding the state into filters. And as per the client's request, I'm showing top three states with respect to sum of sales. So I'm showing the top three states. These are the top three states. Tomorrow, I mean, after some days, another client comes and he sees the chart and then he recommends that top three would not suffice. Then he requests me to show top five states with respect to sum of sales. Then again, what I need to do, I need to just edit the filter. Instead of three, I need to change it to five. And now this will show me top five by sum of sales. Then customer three comes up, client number three comes up. He asks me or requests me to keep it to 10. Same process I will repeat again. I will change 5 to 10, and then I get top 10 states. Now, after some period of time, client one comes back and then he says, these are the changes that have been done over the period of time. And then he may be confused as to like, if we have different clients and different clients are having different mindsets. So how we can address this problem? Some customers want top three, some customers want top five, and some customers want some other values. In order to address this issue, as a Tableau developer, we can suggest a solution that we are going to show one box in front of customers that is maybe on anywhere, maybe top, left, right, anywhere in the dashboard. If user types X value, those many bars will come. Means if user types 7, then top 7 values will come. Okay. If user types 4, then this top 4 bars will come. Whichever number user types, those many bars from top will be shown. Now, this is really good solution, and this was accepted by all the clients and all the customers, and they were happy about that as well. Correct? Because this has solved not the problem of clients, but also me as a developer. So now this chart is available to all. The box is available with everyone. Now, whichever number, whatever number they want to type, they can type and they can see the results from top. Okay, so this can only be achieved using parameters, not by using any other methods. So what we are going to do is, let me make this as an interview. Right now I'm showing top 10 states. What I'm going to do is, here you see this filter, right? What is the condition I have applied? I have applied this condition. Show me top 10 by sum of sales. This value is hard coded, and every time I was changing this value, which is not supposed to be done now after that. So I want this value to dynamically change based on user typing. If user types any value, this value should come here, and then your equation should become top, whatever the value user types, by sum of sales. So now it means I want here parameter. Instead of hard coding it to 10, I need a parameter. So I can create a parameter by going into drop down, and you see this option which says create a new parameter. And now here the name of parameter, you can give anything, maybe top n states. Now the top n states, top n state is obviously integer, because user is going to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. So that is integer only. No one is going to type 2.5 states. Okay. So you can mention any current states, maybe 5. Okay. And then you can see the range of values. Means minimum how many, like what value user can type, minimum 1. So 1 bar will be shown, 1 state will be shown from top. Maximum to maximum, how many bars you want to show? 59. Why 59? Because combining USA and Canada, we have 59 states. Okay, so 49 in USA and 10 in Canada. That's how the total number of states we have in our data set is 59. You should know this value before you create parameter. And then I can go with step size as well. Means what? We have drop down, we have radio buttons. Okay, so like that, we do have another way of showing the data, that is nothing but slider. Okay, slider. This is called as a slider. So if user clicks on this slider and if the current value is 5, this slider will now move to here with 6. Now how 5 becomes 6? Because of this step size. Because 1 is added to 5 and that's how the next value becomes 6. So one by one, I'm going ahead, one by one, I'm going back if I click on this arrow. This is a different way to show the filters or parameter values. So now once this top end states parameter is named and created, you just click on OK and you can see top end states now. This top end states I want to show on right, whichever value user types, this box will take that value and equation becomes top user inputted value by sum of 6, hence making the chart dynamic. The moment you see top end states over here, you can also see it is getting created over here. Same. Now click OK. If you remember in parameter, I had mentioned current value 5. That's why you can see top 5. Now I want to show this value. Show the parameter. So you can see top end states. Now this is the, like I was explaining this, right? So click on next. You can see the next value is 6. This is not editable. You can go back. So next value or the previous or next value comes 4, 5, 6 like that only. Because step size was 1. But now user says that I want to type. I don't want to click every time on these arrows. So what we can do, we can just change this mode with type in mode. So right now this is a slider mode. You can just click on type in and now user can type the values. Now whichever the value user is typing, do you want to show that in title? Yes. So the name of parameter is top end states. So I can just remove the sheet title and here I can write top states. And between top states, I need to insert the parameter, which is top end states. Okay. So this value should be 20 and centrally aligned. And now what I need is this top should be maybe orange color. States should also be orange color and parameter should be blue color. Okay. So top end states. And this looks like this. Right. Now let user type top 10. Perfect. You see the title changes. You see the number of states also. You can see on bottom left. Let me type 12. Let me type 25. Let me type 15. Let me type 40. Let me type 20. Let me type 7. This is the dynamic thing we can do in Tableau using parameter, and that's why it has so much importance. This is giving some, different, what you can say, different importance to your charts. It is taking the things out of the box, right? Because you are adding the dynamic nature to your charts. And users are also happy. Whichever numbers they want, they can type and they can get to see those many states from top. Plus, you can also add the parameter in the title, right? So this is one of the applications of parameter to be used in filter. One application is you can use parameter using calculated field. Another application is you can use parameter inside the filters. Now in Tableau, parameters are used at 4 places. So parameters in Tableau are used at 4 places. In filters, in sets. Sets is also one of the main topic. Then bins and reference lines. So we are going to learn reference lines as well. So you can use parameters. I mean to say, you can use parameters in these locations or in these features of Tableau. I have just shown you the example of parameter, how to use it in filter. Okay. So since this is just an overview, I'm not going to explain about what sets are. We are going to see about what reference lines are. Okay. So I hope this example has given you some more idea about parameters, how it dynamically changes the value based on user input. This example and this example. So this example was, let's say, quantity. You can see the quantity. If you want this drop down to be changed with radio button, you can always go here and you can change it to single value list. So now you can see the radio buttons, right? Isn't it? Okay, very simple. Now I'm going to talk about reference line concept. What do you mean by reference lines? So reference line in Tableau is one of the concepts which is used to take the further decisions based on some threshold value. For example, if I'm a company owner and if I see the sales of my companies are going as per my expected level, and if I say that at this particular point, or I can say at this particular point, I want a target of let's say 100K, for example. The trend with which our sales are going right now are the trend is in correct mode. I mean, the trend is in correct path. Now to reach this target, okay, the sales should happen the same way, the way it is happening right now. So if the sales happen this way, then I can reach the target that I set. Now to create such lines, to decide this value, user will tell you what value you want. Okay, maybe minimum, average, maximum, okay, or any current custom value. User will decide. It may be numerical value, it may be date value, it may be string value, any value. So if user decide that I want, let's say today is 9th January. By the end of this quarter 1, so when quarter 2 starts, I want to reach this target. And to create the chart, so user is asking you to create a trend chart, line chart, and then also show this line which is acting as a target. To create such kind of threshold lines, we use reference lines. Means with respect to this line, what process, what steps I should take. Okay. So as a developer, we have to create a line chart, and then maybe you may be asked to create the trend. This reference line. All right. So for this purpose, we can use the reference line concept in Tableau. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you each year, each month sales, okay, in order date wise sum of sales chart. So order date, I need to convert this into continuous month. So this is the continuous month. And then I can add the sales value into rows. So this is a continuous month. We know that. When I hover the mouse on this, you can see the sales value of January 2019, February 2019, March 2019, and so on. So the last value that we have is till December 2022. Okay. Now what I can do is I can actually show the labels and convert the labels into K format. Okay. Convert the values into K format. Okay. Now the thing here is what we have to do. What we have to do here is I have to show the reference line. So for me, the reference line would be, I mean, as per my requirement, how many years of data we have? We have data right now in our data set from 2019 to 2022 December. Means first month in 2019 is January and the last month of 2022 is December. So in total, we have 4 years of data, and in 4 years, how many months we have? 48 months. It means I am showing the data of 48 months. If I want to know, if I want to compare, like how many months are there in this data set in which the sales values are more than the average sales value of entire 48 months. So if entire 48 months, all the 4 years average sales, if it turns out to be 50,000, for example, then obviously this 83K is way more than 50,000. 57K is also more, 79K is also more. So like I want to just analyze what happened in the last 4 years. How many months were having the upper hand and how many months were having the lower sales than the average sales. So to accomplish this requirement, I need to create this line, which we call it as a reference line. Okay. So let's see on how to create a reference line. There are two ways to create a reference line. First way, by right clicking here, right clicking here, and then you see the option which says add reference line. This is one way. And one of the most suitable way is by going into analytics section, and then you can see trend line, forecasting, clustering, you see reference line. So you just have to add reference line, drag and drop reference line on table and then on sum of sales, because I need to show the sum of sales average, right? So I need a reference line for sum of sales that has to be drag and drop on table. The moment you add the reference line, you can see in the background, the reference line has been added with this average value by default. So you can see that you have added the reference line on entire table, not on section, not on cell, but on entire table. So what value you want to show on top of this line? I want to show average of sales. Here you can show grand total. This is same as grand total, only sum. Or you want to type any constant value, minimum of this table, whichever is minimum value, or maximum value, average value, or median value. So if you know statistics, there's a difference between average and median. Average means mean value, median means median value. 50 percentile value is median. Average will not necessarily be 50 percentile. Median will always be 50 percentile, exactly middle number, middle value. So I'm going with average. And then what you want to show, you can see what is written here, label. Label means what you want to show on top of this line, the aggregate function, or you want to show the average value. I want to show average value. So in the drop down, you can just select value. And now you can see what value you get, 48,000. And now the line you can just format. Maybe you can go with this orange color line. Okay. And you can go with thick line. Okay. And there should not be any transparency. You can also go with dotted line. With dotted line. Okay. So this is the way how you can actually see how many months we have above the reference line, how many months we have the below the reference line. Now I can just click on format the line and I can just format this number. You can see reference line label and reference line. If you want to format the reference line, you can format from here. If you want to format the label of reference line, you can format from this section. I want to format label. So let's use orange color. Let's use 14 bold. Maybe you can align it to center. And if you want any shading, you can also apply the shading, right? Shading in the sense I can apply the black color shading. Okay. And now you can see what is the average value, average sales value. Okay. So this is the way how you can format the lines. Now suppose I want to highlight the area, means highlight the area of sales which are having lower sales value than average sales value. I can do that as well. I can highlight the area below the line, highlight the area above the line as well. So I can give the background color to the area above the line and area below the line. So let's see how to do that. In the same window of reference line, you have this option which says fill above, fill below. So I want to fill above, maybe with orange color. So now you see that all the months have been highlighted for which the sales value is more than average sales value. Correct? Also, I can highlight the sales value below the reference line as well. How? So what you can do is from the same position where you highlighted above area, from the same location, what you can do, you can highlight the area below the reference line as well. So you can see fill below, you can use any color. Maybe you can use this color, click OK, and you see. So I have successfully highlighted the two different areas which are demarcated by average line, right? This is a use case. Okay. One of the, this reference line also has one best property. What is that? Whichever the points you want to select, let's say I want to see that 1 quarter means 3 months. So if I want to see what is the average sales happened in the last quarter of 2022, means last quarter of 2022 means October 2022 to December 2022. If I want to know what is the average sales done, you can see this is October 2022. Click it. By pressing Control key, I can select the multiple points. And then you will get to know what is the average sales happen for the selected points. 96,000. So reference line is dynamic. Whichever points you are selecting with respect to the selected points, the average changes. Correct? And now when you press escape key, you get to your original position. Okay, I can just click edit, and I don't want any fill above, fill below thing. So let's keep it as it is. I can select the points in this way as well. So tell me the average of these selected points. It is 74K. Why the average is so less? Because what is happening at the end of at the starting of year, maybe first 2 months, the sales are very less. If you see January 2019 and February 2019, let me see the average of first 2 months of every year. Okay, first 2 months of every year, let me see. What is the average? So this is February and this is January 2022. What happened? You see how lower the sales are of the first 2 months of all the 4 years. Okay, so basically people might have come from the vacations, they might have done a lot of shopping in Christmas period, right? Or in Thanksgiving Day in US. So they might not be doing the shopping in the coming months, January or February. Okay, so that might be the reason why sales value, average value is less. Okay, so you might see that the average, sales value in the month of November and December of any 2 months. Okay, so this is good. December. You see, average sales in the last 2 months of any year is touching to 85,000. And the average sales of the first 2 months of any given year was hardly 15 to 20,000, right? So you see how much difference we have. So this is the analysis I can make as a user or I can make as a client. Okay, so this gives me broader idea on what is happening in my company and why people are spending maybe less. Okay, so the decision company or the person who is decision maker may come up with some different solutions. He or she may give you some promotional codes, discounts, or buy one get one kind of offer. Okay, so that the people may generate interest in buying the things. Okay, so this is the purpose of a reference line, and then you can take out your insights. This can easily be done in Tableau. That's why Tableau is considered as one of the powerful visualization software. Okay. Okay, so if you want to create this, you can create. I can give you 10 minutes. Okay, and you can create parameter in sheet number 1, sheet number 2, and reference. You can take your time and then you can create this. By that time, let me answer the queries. How is the animation working in this as we are changing the parameters manually? If you're talking with respect to parameter sheet, then animation does not change. Animation changes because you are changing the value from one place to another place. Means, suppose I change cost to sales, the effect of change is shown in animation. That's what animation is famous for, right? If you change it to discount, the animation is shown because some changes are happening. So that I'm doing using format animation stuff. In the format, you have animations. The animation by default is on. And you can see here, we can just click on this slow, go with slow. All right. This way animation is turned on and can be changed. Can we off the animation? Yes, we can mark the animation off also by going into the same screen. You see off option, make it off. Okay, now click on cost. This is cost. There is no animation now. Profit, and I mean, this is very sudden change, right? Very sudden change. Okay. How to apply animation to parameters? I think that I just explained, Aman. Please make available sheet 1 for practice. Yes. So this is the sheet 1. You can practice it now. So create a parameter. So parameter is created this way. You can see this is a parameter. So let me do one thing. Let me show calculated field. Let me put it over here somewhere. You can try with this example. Let me put parameter at some place. Let me put this parameter screen somewhere here. So first you create the parameter from this place. Create parameter. So this window will open. Do whatever I have done. You can see quantity and current. What is the current value selected? Quantity. So it shows me current value this. And when you save this workbook with quantity selected, and when you reopen the same workbook tomorrow, you will still see the quantity selected because this option is selected. Value when workbook opens is current value. So this is a current value. Okay. So do this. Once you create parameter, then you have to right click on parameter and say show parameter so that it is shown on right hand side. Then create the calculated field, write this calculation. The name of calculated field is calculation 1. You can edit that to the columns, add the rows into subcategory, and then you can change, right? We can make multiple parameters as well. So there is no limit on how many parameters you can make. Okay, so do this activity. Get error while creating parameter. Okay, if you are getting any error, so what you can do, you can restart Tableau. Okay, close the Tableau book, reopen the new one. Can we add that parameters dynamically? No, parameters are created first and then shown on right hand side. Parameters are actually selected, means parameter values are selected and those values are changing the chart dynamic. We are not dynamically changing parameter. We are changing the chart by selecting the values of parameter. Yeah. Yep. Sir, how did you open animation tab? By going into format and clicking on animation. Using this, you can open animation tab. It will open on left. Yep. Please tell it is possible to the Tableau on mobiles. You can see the dashboards and charts on mobile apps. Tableau company has developed their own apps, which are also present in Google Play Store or Android Play Store. Oh, sorry, Apple Play Store. You can see the dashboards or charts on mobile. So conditions, parameters, field parameter are both same or different. Conditions, parameter equal to field. Conditions and field equal to parameter. Okay. You mean to say in calculated field, right? Yeah. So normally we write parameter 1 equals to the value. This is the correct combination. and you should write this way. You don't write you write country is equal to India. You don't say India is equal to country. Okay, means it may work, but that is the weird way of doing it, right? So this is the proper way of doing it. So we are selecting the value from parameter, and if that value happens to be sales, then do this, and that's why you're getting sum of sales bar chart. Yep. Sir, why we have taken current value as quantity? It automatically comes. We have not set anything as quantity. Whichever value you select, that will be set as current quantity or current value. So don't do anything here. Can we integrate Tableau with other services? Yes, we can. You can integrate Tableau with Python. You can write JavaScripts, Java code inside Python using API integration. So that is available with Power BI as well. Okay, but that is a high level features. Not with microservices. JavaScript, Python, R. With this you can integrate. Wherever API concept is used, with that you can use. I mean integrate. Please tell once second sheet. Okay, you are done with first sheet. Second sheet is state-wise sales. It's very simple. You have to create state-wise sum of sales, and maybe you can add the state value into filters, right? And then you can filter. I mean, in this you can just create a new parameter. Just click on new parameter. Once you create new parameter, you can see top instance. I mean, the name of parameter given by me is top instance, and then click OK. And then on right click and then say show parameter. And then from here, you can change it to type in. So type the value, let's say maybe 8. You see top instance, correct? Like that. Very simple. In parameter, instead of typing one by one, is there any possibility to get list? Yes, there is a possibility. For example, suppose in parameter, I wanted to include the values of subcategory. So what I can do, I can simply go to subcategory, right click on it, go to create parameter. Automatically, you can see the data type is string, subcategory parameter, and values are shown automatically. But these values are not present anywhere. Are they stored as values in any of the columns? No. That's why I have to manually. Okay. So in major names, right click. There is no create option. Okay. Create parameter option on major names. Okay. Could you please tell what are the topics that come under advanced data analysis? If you're talking about only Tableau as a tool for advanced data analysis, then yes, parameters, complex dashboards, actions, and maybe integration of different APIs with Tableau. These things come up if you're talking in terms of Tableau. Advanced or complex calculations, LODs. Okay, different kinds of charts. For example, if I want to create the gauge chart, speedometer chart, that is really complex to build in Tableau. Okay, gauge chart, speedometer chart. Okay, or any shape which is not available. Suppose in Tableau we don't have this rounded rectangles. We don't have rounded rectangles. We have normal rectangles in dashboards. So you can add the border as a round. This we don't have this. So we have another challenge to add this and add the worksheets or different types of charts inside this image. And then arrange, do formatting. So formatting takes a lot of time, lot of patience has to be there for doing formatting on dashboards. We'll start with building dashboards tomorrow. Okay. This is sheet number 2, where I have shown the example of how to use parameter in filters. Please make available calculation window. Okay. This is a calculated field in the first example. Please explain subcategory. What you have to explain in that? What to explain in subcategory? Tanoy, are there any limitations of Tableau? There are limitations. Now, those limitations you will understand when you understand the topic of data combining techniques, blending. There are some limitations like in blending, there is a star issue. You cannot pass the filter of secondary data source to primary data source from one worksheet to another worksheet. Okay, you may receive the duplicate issues as well. Okay, so there are some limitations of Tableau as well in terms of different features. Sir, please under Tableau chapter, what are the topics are required that those topic names are sent in chat box. In Tableau, calculations are important, like calculate basic calculations, LODs are important. Then joins, relationships, blending and union. This topic is important. Then parameters, obviously, filters, all types of filters, live connection, extract connection, hyperfile, that connection, that topic is important. And obviously we have the analytics like reference lines and all, that is also important. And in dashboards, we have all objects, actions, those things are also important. And the starting session, I explained the topic of dimensions, measures, aggregation, non-aggregation, okay, discrete, continuous. Those may be asked to you on scenario basis. Please show the parameter of sheet number 2. Parameter of sheet number 2. Okay. So this is a parameter of sheet number 2. All right. How much can the average pay package for Tableau data analyst? 4 to 6 LPA as a fresher. Sir, I cannot hear. I think check your network, Ranjit. If parameter 1 equals to cost, then sum of sales minus sum of profit. Yeah, that is correct. So, Indral, I expect that you are writing the cost same in your parameter box. In create parameter screen, the way you have written cost in chat box, same way you are writing in the create parameter box as well. Okay, then it will work, otherwise it will not. Can it be possible to fetch records from multiple data sets, databases at time? Yes, it is possible. I mean, this is very basic requirement, right? It is possible. If parameter 1 equals to cost, then sum of sales minus sum of profit. In that formula, is there any mistake? Why is it showing error? What is the error? No, there is no error. You have to keep writing the things, okay? It will show error until and unless you write end statement. So here, so the thing is, until and unless you write end, it will keep showing error. Okay, so don't focus on that. So you see, if parameter 1 equals to cost, then sum of sales minus sum of profit. So this cost, how I have written in my scenario, you can see this cost and this cost must match. So these values we are matching here. It is case sensitive. All values are case sensitive. So make sure you are writing the same way everywhere. Okay. So please tell the career roadmap journey for data visualization. Being a fresher, how to get a job. Getting a job is in no one's hand, right? It actually, there is no specific answer for it when the job opportunity will come. It all depends on project requirements, how critical project needs the people from Tableau background. Okay, how many people to be hired, and they also have some budget constraint as well. They want, Indian companies don't want to pay more. Okay, if you apply for product based companies, then they will apply more, I mean they will pay you more, but then work is also higher, on higher side. When you apply for the jobs in product based companies, you get to learn more things than what you learn in service based companies. Okay, so risk is higher, pay is higher, learning is higher in product based companies, but in service based companies we have a lot of employees. So it is up to you, like you, it is you who can decide how much you have to learn, how much dedication you have to give in Tableau. But if you talk about job opportunities, there are job opportunities in Tableau, Power BI, SQL. Basically companies look for the people who have multiple skill sets, so they, so that even if there is no Tableau project, the same person can work on any other project of his skill set, so that they don't have to hire any other person for the same requirement. Okay, so with that logic, companies always companies always want people with multiple skills. Sir, please tell the course, is it helpful for banking? Data visualization is, I mean, if you think that in your banking system where you are working or anywhere you're working, if this kind of analysis is done, obviously it is helpful. If there is no such requirement, like there is no analysis being done, you are just working on some other domain work, then, and there is no scope of data analysis in your future career as well, then I don't think this is a career for you. But data analysis is such a career which anyone can do, because the things are things here are very much straightforward. You need to open your mind, you need to have the proper analytical capabilities, logical thinking should be appropriate, it should be on right track. Okay. Can you please explain sheet number 1? It's very simple, you have to add subcategory in rows, and I shown you this calculation, right Sadi? You just have to add calculation 1 in columns. Now whichever parameter you select, you can see the values of those parameters, I mean values of that particular parameter is shown in the chart, because you have calculation 1 in columns. Okay. Along with data analytics, what other skills? SQL databases you should always look for. AWS cloud, nowadays AWS Azure cloud, these are the demanding skills. Cloud, the, I mean the future is cloud. Data science is also demanding nowadays. Okay. Is there any calculation? There is no calculation on sheet number 2, Aman. How to show top end state? Okay. If you're asking about how to show in title top end state, then you can simply double click here. You can write top states, and whichever is the name of your parameter, second parameter, that parameter you can just click on insert and you can add it like this. And you can change color, change font. Okay. If you're asking how to show top end parameter on right hand side, you simply have to right click on this and click on show parameter. All right. You have a lot of patience. We appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, Mahendra. Show sheet 2 parameter. Okay. Sheet number 2 parameter is top n states. So this is a parameter. All right. I'm writing code exactly like the way it was demonstrated, but still it's showing error. Don't know why. If you're talking about the first code, calculation one, then I think let me just show that. Show in the sense, let me just paste that code in the chat window, then you can compare, right? So everyone, this is a code, you can now compare what went wrong. And this is a top end parameter. People from different background, and if they join as a fresher for data analyst or Tableau, normally you will not be working as junior anymore. You'll be working somewhere between junior and senior, provided you have done some analysis work in your previous companies. Okay. And normally people with different background, when they come into IT company, they are normally given 30% hike. Okay, that is the normal thumb rule. All right. Is cloud required in data analysis? It is not required, but what is happening nowadays, you should go for the in-demand skills. Cloud is one of them. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is your parameter number 2, and this is the chart for it. Sir, please send some formulas on Tableau. So if you want to practice the formulae, I mean, if you want to practice the calculations on Tableau, Tableau itself has its own website where it has given the theoretical information about calculated field, the functions and all. Now, if you want to practice each function, so what are the functions important from Tableau perspective? The functions which are important are everything. In fact, string functions, date functions, logical functions, aggregate functions, all these functions are important. Logical, aggregate, date, string. So take one function or the popular functions among these four categories, and you can see in Google like how to write if-else statement. Okay, how to write rank statement in Tableau. People have written the blogs. People have their own websites where these concepts are explained. Okay. Are they like DAX functions in BI? Yes. If you know DAX, DAX is pretty difficult to write. And the way you're writing calculated field here is straightforward, right? You see calculation number 1. How simple is this? If you talk about Power BI DAX, people like a lot of people are confused about whether to go with new column or new measure. In new measure also, how to do? Should we use sum x or sum? So there is no such concept here. Okay? And the code is also straightforward. At least if else code. Okay. Can I ask in LinkedIn? Yeah, you can reach to me on LinkedIn if you are connected. Please show if else statement on your sheet, Shruti. Yeah, this is if else statement. View of sheet 3, please. Okay. Sheet number 3 is this. This is sheet number 3. Power BI also has the same chapters in Tableau. Power BI, like Power BI also has some features which are common with Tableau. What Power BI has done, it is a Microsoft product first of all. So what it has done, it has taken some features from Excel, some features from PowerPoint, being the Microsoft product, and you will see some kind of similarities between Tableau and Power BI in terms of making groups, creation of beans, creation of hierarchies. Okay, whenever a date dimension happens, internally hierarchy is created by Tableau, year, quarter, month, day. Same happens in Power BI also. Okay, there are some things. I mean, there are many things that are different, but yeah, there are some similarities. Okay. It is showing some error. Shruti, if it is showing some error, what happens? Suppose I want to create one error. Let's say I'm adding one bracket. So I should get error. So I can just click on this and then you can read what error is showing in your case. Maybe you might have given extra bracket. You might have removed bracket, maybe square bracket, round bracket. Check where is the error. Okay. So formula has to be written this way only. Correct. You must see calculation is valid. Okay. Okay, so I think you can now take the, I mean, you can see the recordings. I mean, video is available or will be made available in YouTube, right? So now you would be, you can take the formula and all from that. Let's move ahead now. How to show 50K line? How to do that? It's very simple. You go to analytics pane and you add reference line here like this. Okay, like this you have to do. Then what would happen is one window will open and you can see average, sum of cells. This drop down needs to be changed to value. This line you can select any line, any type of line, any color you can do and click OK. That's how you can show the reference line with value. All right. So now what we are going to do is I'm going to show you one topic called as hierarchy in Tableau. What do you mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy is a topic which is used to show the different dimensions to be put together in one particular folder. That is called as a hierarchy. If my requirement as a user is I want to show country wise, region wise, state wise, and city wise cells. Country, region, state, city. If I want to see in this hierarchy the cells, I can create my own hierarchy. So I can go to the first dimension of the hierarchy, that is country, and then I can simply right click on it and then I can go to create. Sorry, I can go to hierarchy and then I can go to create hierarchy. Correct? Because this is the first dimension. Okay, and then you can see the name of the box comes. It is asking what name you want to give to that hierarchy. I can give the name it as. I can give the name to it as location, and then I can hit OK. And now you can see location hierarchy, and the symbol is some tree-like icon, branches, parent-child kind of branches, right? And then you can see this is the first dimension in the hierarchy. And now what I'm going to add, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the successive dimensions below country. So below country, I need region. So let's add region below country this way. This is one way of doing it. What is another way of adding region below country? The another way is you right click on region, you go to hierarchy, you add the region into existing hierarchy whose name is location. And now you can see region is now part of location. Same way I can add state and city. So this way I have created hierarchy. You can collapse it, location, or you can expand it this way. Now I can add the location and then I can just double click on cells and then I can sort the values right this way. correct? So this way I am actually showing the country wise sales information. Okay, country wise sales information I am showing, right? Now you can see the plus sign appears because all these dimensions, all these dimensions that I have added are part of hierarchy. Okay, so after country you can see region. So when I click on plus sign, see what happens. Correct, correct. So you can see that for each country, each region, how much sells, isn't it? Each country, each region, how much sells. Below region we have state. So if you expand this region, you will get to see the state. So in this region there are many states. So can you show me the state-wise sales in west region from highest to lowest? I can show that. And after state you can see the city, and then you can just click on plus sign to show the city wise. So in California there are many cities: Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego. Okay, and you can see the sales values in each city from highest to lowest. If you don't want to go till depth, like what happened in each city of each state as a user, then I can just click on this minus sign. Instead of minus sign, I can just click on, you can see this. So city is there. You can see this minus sign on state. Just click on it. I don't want to show state wise. I can click on minus sign. I don't want to show region wise. I can just click on minus sign of country. And now my focus is on only country. So at any time I can click on plus sign this way. Correct? There is no plus sign at city because city is the last dimension in hierarchy. So this is the lowest granularity in this hierarchy. You can directly click on this minus sign so that all the columns are like those are not shown. So this is like grouping the columns and ungrouping the columns. What you say in Excel, we have group ungroup option like that. So as a user, I may have to expand it or I may have to collapse it. So as a developer, I don't have to create multiple charts or multiple tables for each of these dimensions. That is the best thing that hierarchy can do. So as a hierarchy, you can show the things what happen in each region of each country and each state and each city as well. And if as a user, I'm not interested in looking at so much detail, I can see the details till region. So I got to know that in Canada, it is central region, which is having the lowest sales actually. It is just $1931 across all the 4 years, which is very, very low. Okay. So we may take a further decisions on or actions on what happened here, right? So for that purpose, now you can create hierarchy. So you can create hierarchy of any dimensions. It has to be meaningful hierarchy. Okay. So now you can create the hierarchy of, country, region, state, and city. Please create the hierarchy. Abdul, sir, please tell once again definition of hierarchy. Hierarchy, what is definition? I think you might have misplaced something. You can type the question again. Are the charts in Makeover Monday really used in real time? I feel that they heavily load on tab research. Yes, Mahendra. Those charts are very fancy charts, and those are used those are used to show the more, more it gives you the, or it shows the publicity of Tableau. Like you can create such fancy complex charts. Okay. uh, and those charts are also created to, for particular organization as well, for some programs, to arrange some programs or to take into some competitions. Okay, so for that purpose those things have been created, but as a user I don't want any such fancy things, complex things that are going above my head. As a user, since users are also human beings like us, so they would be focusing more on traditional charts such as bar chart, stacked bar chart, side by side chart, pie chart, line chart, tables. Okay, but they want the dashboard to look like website. Okay, so users should get the feeling as if they are working on website and then they are analyzing the sales or they are analyzing the data. Okay, but charts are same. Like charts, most of all, if you go with fancy chart, then it is done. Apart from that, uh, most of the projects don't entertain any fancy charts. Can we create multi-level engineering BOM? Multi-level engineering BOM. What is BOM? Sir, you teach very nicely, calm manner. Thank you. Thank you, Tanoy. Please name all the sheets. Okay. So first sheet is about parameter 1. Second sheet is also parameter 2. Sheet number 3 is about reference line. Sheet number 4 is about hierarchy. Okay. Okay. Bill of material. Yeah. You can create. If that is bill of material, yes, Kapil, you can create. Okay. I'm not getting United States higher than Canada. Actually, I sorted. I sorted by highest to lowest. Yeah. So here itself you can sort so that all the corresponding values in the next hierarchy will show from highest to lowest. You can see highest, lowest, highest, lowest. Yeah. Can we forecast the order date for next 3 years? For next 1 year, you can do. Forecasting, you can do. But we don't have control over how Tableau is predicting the forecasting because it uses exponential smoothing algorithm. So if you know data science, if you know statistics, and if you come across exponential smoothing algorithm, based on that concept, forecasting is made in Tableau. Okay. Again, forecasting is also not used frequently in Tableau projects. Okay. Sir, how to create vertical target line in sheet number 3? You're asking about vertical target line. So see, if you're asking about like this, sorry, if you're asking about something like this, so this vertical line that you are asking, this vertical line is touching what? It is touching to x-axis. What we have on x-axis? Month of order date. So this vertical line will not be for sales because sales is not on x-axis. Sales is on y-axis. So that's why for sales I am getting horizontal. Vertical line is about month of order. So do you want to create a reference line with respect to some month? Then you can do that. Maybe September 2022 or August 2020. Okay. So that way you can add a reference line at any point. Okay. So what you have on x-axis is dependent. What you have on x-axis with respect to that reference line will be created. So you cannot say that we need the sales value here. Not possible. Sales are there on y-axis, not on x-axis. Correct? Okay. For quarter, that will be the reference. Yeah. Okay. So you can create a, suppose you want to create reference line here itself, you can go to analytics. I want reference line for month of order date, right? On entire team. You see this line comes up. Now month of order date, what you want? Month of order date, minimum, maximum, constant. I want constant month of order. Which date you want, which value you want. Okay. So I mean values there. So what value you want to take? I want to take let's say 2020 I said, right? 2020 And which month you want? Maybe August, 15th August. So 15th August 2020. Now you see where it is. Or if you want some different, you can go with October. Okay. And suppose, so this is none, this is value. You can see it is August 2020. Okay. You can go with November 20. Okay, you can see November 20, right? So you can show the line as well. So maybe you can go with pink color line, dotted line with no opacity and some thickness, right? So you can highlight above area and below area. So I can highlight below area maybe with this color. Okay, you can see what this is. So I can add the alignment of this font. You see. So till November 2020, how much sits? I can do that, right? Or if you want this fill below, or fill below should be none. Fill above should be maybe this color. You can do that. You see, fill above. After November 2020, what happened? So you can do that. How to create on date? That is what I just shown. Do Tableau Power BI server clients differently, or are they merely competitors of each other? Okay, server, not server. Tableau and Power BI are competitors of each other. Basically, those are used to show the data analytics. I mean, do the data analysis in their own ways. Okay, so those are competitors. So obviously, if those are trending, so those are serving their clients very good. I'm working on Tableau in my project. How can we remove the color legends? It is very simple. You see this option, show or hide cards, click on it. And then you will see the legends option, and then there will be color legend. So I think it is there here in sheet number 2. You can go here, legends, and click on color legend. Okay, so color legend will be hidden. Sir, having machine learning and data analytics as skills helpful together? Yes, very much. This can be useful on demand supply graphs more effectively. Yes, project. Okay, correct. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let me, suppose I want to get rid of hierarchy. I can simply right click on location, and there is option called as remove hierarchy. So this way I'm removing it. Okay. Suppose I want to create a line chart like this. Okay, and I want to add some icons here this way, maybe any icon. I want to create the line chart, maybe discrete month, and then I want to show the images over here like this. Then I can do that using dual axis concept. Okay, so dual axis is one of the concepts in Tableau which is used to create a combo chart. Combo chart means in Excel you might have seen this kind of chart. Suppose a bar chart is there. Okay? Bar chart is there. And then suppose I want to show line chart. So this is called as what? Combo chart, right? Tableau calls it as dual axis chart. Dual axis. Why there are dual axis? This bar chart will have one axis. This line chart is referencing another axis, right? The meaning of dual means what? We said dual SIM, dual memory card means what? Two. So there are two axes, one for this chart, one for this chart. That's why the concept is dual axis chart. Okay. So using dual axis chart, I can create the line chart with markers or line chart with different icons in between. So let me show you one scenario. I have ordered it in columns. Let's make it discrete month. So this is discrete month, this is continuous. I want discrete month. And let's add the sales value 2 times. This is first sum of cells. You can see first sum of cells. If you have two measures, this is first measure and this is second measure. There are two measures, for example. Then you will see two more extra marks card. First marks card will be here and second marks card will be maybe here. Okay, so see what happens. I'm going to add two sum of sales. You can see two measures are there. So top chart means this one, bottom chart means this one. Okay, so this top chart means this measure has this marks card. Bottom chart, which is sum of cells, has sum of cells number 2 marks card. Now dual axis is only available on right second measure. And for dual axis, we need dual means 2. You will get 2 axes when you have 2 measures. So dual axis is only created on 2 measures, not less than 2, not more than 2, only 2. So we right click on second sum of cells. Dual axis option will be only available on second measure, not on first. Click on dual axis. You see the corners are flattened. It means this is dual axis. And then you can right click on Y axis to synchronize the axis. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this automatic to circle this way. There you go. Perfect. Right? And then you can just hide the axis. You can get rid of all the grid lines. Right? You can get rid of all the borders. Row divider, column divider, you can make none. So this option is available in borders, format borders, okay, sheet. And now you can change the color of line, color of marker very easily. Okay, how you can change it? Let's say you have this color of line and the marker color or the circle color, I want black. Perfect. Isn't it? So this is nice looking chart. Okay, and let me show the labels. You can show the mark labels and those should be shown on the top. Right? If you want the color to be changed for it, you can change the color like this, maybe this color. Okay, and this sum of cells I'm going to format into 1000. So I'm just giving you one hint on how to use dual axis concept. Okay, this is the best way on how to use dual axis. Now I was telling that let me add the border as well. Yeah, now I was telling that you can also use, I was telling that instead of circles, you can also use the, I'm saying that some images, logos. How? Instead of circle, you can use shapes. You see the shapes, right? You can use shapes. You see the different shapes available in shape folder. You can go with star. You can go with cross, right? You may go with plus. You may go with, up arrow, down arrow. Okay, you may go with hollow circle. This is full circle. This is the rhombus. If you don't like this, you can also click on more shapes and then shape palette opens. In the shape palette, you can, suppose you are working on Tableau Professional, then what you can do, you can go to your documents folder, and in documents folder, you have a repository where you have shapes folder, and you can see that I have created the shapes Shubham folder. Okay, so I'm going to use this logo as circle. Okay, so this you can create, and then in the shape palette, it will be shown. You can see Shubham, right? Because that folder is available in that repository. So this should be replaced with this. Click OK. Perfect, right? Now let me just change the color of line to black. And let me increase the size of this. Right? Looks nice. If you want Twitter bird, you can use Twitter bird as well. I don't have the new image of Twitter, new logo. I have old logo. So you can use Twitter. See? Right? So this beautification, customization, formatting, you can do, isn't it? Yeah. So please send us some exercises It's very simple. I mean, exercise in the sense what you can do, replace sum of cells, change to average cells. Suppose I want to change sum to average. We do it from here. You see the major sum, right? You change sum to average this way. You can change it to average, median, count, count distinct. Okay. This way you can analyze. The main aim from the Tableau as the data visualization software is to get the insights out of the data of company. What company's data is telling, which are hidden, like which are not unfolded by any analytical software, maybe Excel. Tableau is really helping us in doing that, isn't it? For example, from this, what I came to know is November of any year. I mean, if you take the November sales of all the years, highest value of sales has been observed there. And people are spending very less in the February month of all the years. Okay. November and December are the peak months of all the years. So that you can see, isn't it? This is my observation. I mean, after that, you have this, I think, September. Yeah. September of all the years, if you put together, it will be low. Surprisingly, October is less than September. But November and December has gained the momentum, and then they are showing the top two sum of sales. Okay. You can also create Pareto chart, waterfall chart, okay, by using the dual axis concept. So dual axis is one of the important topics. Okay. So since this session is arranged just to give you an overview, if you want to know more in depth, so you can enroll for any session in Tableau. You will get to know more about this. Okay. You can do multiple calculations. You can also do, like, if this value is more than this value, then this should be green. Otherwise, this should be red. So that kind of calculation also you can write. In trend line chart, you can also color the lowest cells in red ball, I mean red circle, and highest cells with green circle, like that. So I'm talking like this. If this is a case, so who is lowest here? This is the lowest. So this should be pointed as red, and highest is this. So this should be pointed as green. So this kind of scenario also you can do. This will come when you practice all the functions. This has to be done using calculated filter. Okay. So these kinds of scenario you can do. Suppose you want here area chart, you can also change here. I mean, sum of cells is what? Line chart. You can just change it to area chart as well. You see, this is area chart. And now you can reduce the, what you say, transparency. I mean, increase the transparency, opacity. Reduce, sorry. Means add the whiteness. By reducing opacity, you are adding the whiteness. Okay. So I may be going with this. I may be going with this, right? Perfect. And then you can add the border of the same color. See, isn't it? Nice looking chart. How to enroll for more details, in-depth knowledge. So I think ExcelR host will be able to answer your question. If you register for Tableau, then will you be trainer? Like me, there are many trainers. If you can request for me as a trainer, then LMS will, I mean, there's a learning management system team. They will definitely concentrate on your query, and then uh, you can sit for my training as well. However, at ExcelR, we do have that jumbo pass system, wherein you can sit for n number of trainings. Okay, you can learn Tableau as many times as you want. Okay, so you can see the video, Sadiq, if you're not able to insert title. It is very simple. If you're talking about how to insert title here, it is very simple. You just double click. You see insert option, right? Insert the parameter. So whichever parameter you have created, use that parameter, and this way you can insert. Okay. Not able to. Okay. When I clicked on label, it labeled anywhere around the dots. Please show how you labeled every dot specifically from above. Okay. So what I did was label in the sense you're talking about this label, right? So what I did, I went to sum of cells 2. I went to label. I clicked on this option which says show mark labels and then alignment. I clicked on this top alignment. Okay. That's how the labels are shown. These labels are shown above the top of this image. Okay. Right. For any query, yeah. Yes, that option is not open. Right. In ExcelR class, attend the bank coaching course, like not sure what you're rating up to. Class attend the bank coaching course. Not sure. I'm not getting. Okay, so I hope you might have learned different things today. You might have got more idea about parameters to be specific, how to use a reference line, and how to highlight the area above the cells, below the cells, I mean, below this value, highlight the months or years after this period. Okay. And in this sheet 4, you might have got the information on how to create hierarchy in Tableau. And in sheet number 5, I have just given the glimpse of the concept of dual axis, which is, I mean, which is used. I mean, when you work in projects, you may feel the need of using this dual axis concept for some of the projects, but it is very important concept. Okay. In dual axis, you can change the chart type. You can create combo chart type structure. Only 2 measures are required there. Okay. Okay, so don't click on D icon, because if you click on D icon, you will get one label for line chart, one label for image. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to go to sum of cells to label, and then you have to click on show mark labels and make it to the top. Okay, vertically it should be top. How many more sessions? 2 more sessions we have, tomorrow and day after. Can you please show me the labels? Yeah, these are the labels. You see label, right? This alignment is top vertically. I'm talking about second sum of cells, not first one. Okay. Okay, so I hope this session is as interesting as the other sessions we had. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the dashboards. I'm going to show you the basic dashboard, how to create, how to best utilize the different objects in dashboards, how to put different things together and create more meaningful, fully functional and integrated and aesthetically good looking dashboard. Okay. All right. So this is the way how we can end our session today. So get in touch, and you can also connect with me on LinkedIn if you want. You can search by my name, and yeah, be in touch. Thank you all. Goodbye, and please practice.